All right, MrSotko here, and welcome back to another Company Heroes 2 replay cast. And today's a 1 vs 1 on Langreskaya. And up north, we have our Wehrmacht player, Emperor Quentin. And down at the bottom, we have our Russian player, Siberian, who is starting off with a special rifle command. And it looks like our Wehrmacht player is a little late to the party. Let's just go ahead and speed it up just a tiny bit, so both players get moving. As we don't need to just see him standing around. Okay, we have our barracks right up for the Wehrmacht player. And Grenadiers out on their way. And we have a sniper on the way for the very first unit for the Russians, which is sort of a rare thing. I've actually seen it quite a bit on the Wehrmacht, but not really so much on the Russians. And 2 Grenadiers for the Wehrmacht player coming out. Talking about the map, the fuel points on the right and left side of the map, so equally as hard for both players to grab those. And as usual, the munitions point directly in the center of the map on either side of the victory point. The victory point's very easy to get for their respective players, so the game will revolve around the center, trying to get the center victory point. Engineers now moving towards the bottom side of the map, getting a territory point, skipping most of the territory points to go right into Russian territory. And we have some Grenadiers here taking the first victory point, and the first victory point for the Russians already taken as well. So moving out with these snipers, or excuse me, engineers. These snipers moving out. The only problem with the snipers is that they move very slow and they take a long time to come out. So when you get a sniper right off the bat, you typically don't take as much territory as your enemy could take, just because it takes a little while, a little extra time for a sniper to build over, say, conscripts. Conscripts also out for the Russian player, and 3 squads of Grenadiers out for the Wehrmacht. Engineers taking most of the right and bottom side here, just trying to get right up into the Russians' face and trying to take some of the goods, and putting some barbed wire in front of those hay barrels here. Conscripts taking another territory point, and engineers moving into this territory point, and also putting some barbed wire of his own to prevent the enemy from using the cover. Now the Wehrmacht taking the center victory point, so the Wehrmacht will start off with a slight advantage in terms of points. However, it looks like the Russians took the victory point first, so the Wehrmacht are down just by 5 points, but that will change in just a moment.
You want a sniper?
Sniper so far just has 2 kills for the Russian player. 4 Grenadier squads out for the Wehrmacht player now. So really spamming them up pretty good here. And almost developing a 3-minute blob here. Conscripts moving forward, and engineers getting inside the building here for some cover. Losing 1 Grenadier already, and the sniper has moved along over here, getting some kills off from downtown here. So some of those Grenadiers are going to be suffering some losses here, just simply from that sniper. Sniper up to, looks like, 4 kills. And these conscripts are in kind of almost cover here. It looks like they were going in and out of cover a little bit. And we have all of our Grenadiers now running away as 1 blob, so not the greatest. They did a little bit of damage. Looks like they really didn't kill too much. It's very unfortunate for the Wehrmacht player there. Center victory point being taken by the Russians. Only losing 1 engineer, 2 engineers so far. And these Grenadiers were in cover, but decided to get out of there as they were a little bit outgunned there. And the sniper was on the way for them with 6 kills in that sniper. Conscript squad's now taking this territory point, munitions point rather. Going to be moving out from there. Now a total of 5 Grenadier squads for the Wehrmacht player. So it looks like he's just massing up a big blob of Grenadiers. And if you were to put LMGs on every single one of these Grenadier squads, if you could afford that anyway, that would be a pretty lethal combination. However, blobbing your units is typically pretty easy to counter. Although it is one of my favorite things to do in a 4 vs 4. Just blob and go. Makes things a lot easier. Conscripts making the free sandbags, and why not? Because they are free, so might as well make them, as they provide you with excellent cover. However, the Grenadiers are sort of flanking around. The conscripts really don't have any backup here. And the sniper is still here, but looks like the sniper's behind some hedgerows here. Can't really get a shot on these Grenadiers. And there's way too many Grenadiers for 1 sniper to handle anyway. And engineer squad with a flamethrower now moving as well. So these conscripts over here are in a little bit of trouble. Going to run into 3 or 4 squads of Grenadiers here and a flamethrower. Over here, these Grenadiers taking this territory point. Conscripts making some sandbags over here on the wrong side of the sandbags, but taking the fuel point. Conscripts try to get inside this building, but ye old flamethrower says otherwise. And Grenadiers have now garrisoned inside of this building. And Engineers with a flamethrower inside of this building. And flamethrowers inside of a building is a really, really excellent combination with the cover that you get. And you can still fire seemingly pretty far out of the building.
I love playing with fire.
You want the
Sniper now is set up, and Sniper's going to probably try and get some kills on these Grenadiers here. About a 50% chance to get a kill by a sniper in a building. Two Grenadiers and some Engineers over here taking the far left fuel point. So the Russians have the far right and the Wehrmacht have the far left. Conscripts now moving up towards way close to enemy base here. Gonna looks like they're gonna be taking this territory point. And lots of Wehrmacht forces over here really looking to take this victory point, and not too much can be done. Two snipers now out for the Russian team. One sniper has no kills as they just came out. And the female snipers, 8 kills. Conscript now getting inside here. It's going to work for a little while, however, this flamethrower still looms and can easily burn those troops out of there. And they built a hospital at the HQ there. 2 squads of Grenadiers versus 1 squad of conscripts here. However, there are 2 snipers in the back, so they're going to be doing some pretty big damage to these conscripts here. And the thing is that even if they don't finish off the squad, they do cost money because of having to reinforce those Grenadiers. So every time he kills one of those, his enemy has to reinforce one of those Grenadiers, so it costs him a little bit of manpower. However, Emperor Quentin so far has plenty of manpower to go around with 6 Grenadier squads now, so just absolutely massing Grenadier squads. A very interesting game. I love it. A+ from me. And 1 flamethrower just to top it all up. 3 conscripts for the Russian player. 1 flamethrower engineer and 2 snipers. So not too bad of a combination, because the 2 snipers do really good against all of these Grenadiers here. Able to take kill after kill and rack up lots of kills really easy, no matter where they're at. There's pretty much Grenadiers on the field for them to shoot at. Whereas snipers versus OKW don't work nearly as well because of the Kubu wagons at the beginning of the game. Say you go, if you were to foolishly go a sniper right off the bat against OKW and they have a Kubu wagon, you lose that for sure. 2 Grenadiers now moving into the center here, and these snipers were going to come around and try and get some kills, but they would have shown up right in front of those Grenadiers' faces and taken some losses, so don't want to do that. Engineers putting down some T-35 mines. And these conscripts really need to get out of here because they did get flanked, and they don't have cover right there. So have to get out of there. However, there's some flamethrowers right here to meet them. And these Grenadiers seen these snipers and almost got a kill off on them. However, they have negative cover right now and definitely need to get out of there because they're getting burned and hit by these conscripts here. Wehrmacht owning just about half of the map. Looks like the Russians own a little bit more right now. And score so far, Wehrmacht 484 and the Russians 455. So Russians slightly losing at the moment, but not big enough of a difference to really matter at the moment. Grenadiers spreading out and equally taking these territory points and fuel points so that they can take them all at once. Very good idea. 2 snipers now moving forward. One of the snipers is a veteran C with the flares. Flares are extremely useful for snipers. You can just launch them and see a really great distance, see what's going on. And here comes the half-track. Going to be shooting at these snipers. Definitely want to retreat those snipers out of there so they get out of there a little bit faster and have a little bit of defense bonus. Conscripts now moving forward through an anti-tank grenade. Had an anti-tank grenade already on those conscripts, so really good, really lucky for them. And taking out those Panzer Grenadiers. Also, there were some guard infantry here. Able to take a couple PTRS shots at that scout car there. Or half-track, rather. And so that reduced some of its health, and then the anti-tank grenade just sort of finished it up. 2 Grenadier squads now, flamethrowers now moving in on these conscripts here. So those conscripts really aren't going to last too long. Maybe be able to get a kill, but going to have to get out of there. Going to lose more than they will kill. Guard rifle against 2 squads of Grenadiers here. And they did throw a grenade and took out a whole bunch of them. That was an excellent grenade. That is exactly what he wanted to do. conscripts moving in behind these grenadiers here, and these grenadiers are going to have to get out of there running away. Getting caught up on those conscripts there, a little bit unlucky, but however, these conscripts here also getting unlucky at the same time. There's 2 grenadier squads firing on them at once. Now the Wehrmacht down to only 5 grenadier squads, missing his 6th grenadier squad there. Panzer Grenadiers also out on the field, however, he does not yet given the Panzerschreck upgrade. As it's not really necessary, there really isn't any armor out for the Russian player. And these 2 grenadiers and flamethrower are like perpetually over here on the left side, just giving the Russian player problems. And it looks like it's going to be flamethrower versus flamethrower here, so there's going to be all kinds of flames here, and these engineers are going to lose out on this in a quick hurry, so I want to get out of there. And Emperor Quentin does have about 120 munitions, so I'd like to see him start using some of those munitions on LMGs for his grenadiers. If he started getting LMGs on all of these grenadiers, he would have so much firepower, it would be pretty unreasonable. Now with the snipers, one has 5 kills here, and the other one has 5 kills. It looks like he did... No, one has 12 kills. Whoops, clicked on the same one. One has 12 kills, and one has 6 kills. Now a second veterancy sniper. Proficiency increases the rate of fire and sighting for those. Now Oorong trying to capture this Panzer Grenadier here, trying to get the kill. That would be pretty nice. However, it's a 1-star, so I doubt he's going to get it. And starting to take this munitions or territory point, but not going to be able to do it as these 2 grenadiers are coming up forward. Conscript, 2-star conscripts running away from 2 grenadiers and the flamethrower, as these guys are perpetually over here, just guarding the left side fuel point. And conscripts over here guarding the right side fuel point. But so far the Russians have no fuel income really, as the Wehrmacht are taking it all from them. But it looks like the Russians have slightly more points on the map, so it sort of evens out for them. Grenadiers inside this house, and conscripts out in the open firing on them, so they will lose that battle in a quick hurry. Now a Stug 3 Ausführung E assault gun out on the field. I used to really love these guns until last couple patches. They were actually nerfed, and they fire much, much slower now. However, that sort of shows that they really aren't nerfed, because they just killed a sniper in 1 hit and almost finished off the other sniper in 1 hit. And it doesn't look like the Russian player really has anything to deal with this except for anti-tank grenades. Trying to get this sniper out of here, really wants that sniper, that 2-star sniper, but I don't think he's going to get it. Gets hit by a second anti-tank grenade. Now the engine is slightly damaged here. He's going to be a little bit slower. However, he has to wait for the anti-tank grenades to replenish to be able to do this. And meanwhile, while he's pushed back at his base, all these grenadiers out on the field are starting to take all these spots. And he has some guard squads over here, and these guard squads need to get back over to the Stug gun to at least do some kind of damage to it. But it will take them a while to get over there, so he's just waiting on these anti-tank grenades to reload, and that's the only thing he can do right now. And the sniper has moved off to the left side because it cannot do anything to that tank, so it's moving off. 2-star sniper moving out towards the left side, trying to take the fuel point over here. And meanwhile, this Stug is just giving the Russian player a bunch of problems here. There's really nothing he can do about it until he has the munitions for anti-tank grenades, and he just simply doesn't. 2 engineers now out fighting out these grenadiers. However, the grenadiers are starting to take everything on the map, really, because of the distraction at the base, causing 2 grenadier squads to be distracted at the base here. So now the Wehrmacht, while distracted, has started to take most of the map here. Panzer Grenadiers fighting some conscripts in this building here, and may win out on that as they are in medium range with submachine guns. Sniper back at the base, but hidden behind the base. Now it's another Stug 3 Ausführung E gun, and I think the Russian has pretty much met his match here, as there's just 2 guns in his base. Never got any kind of anti-tank. And here comes the icing on the cake, a light artillery barrage from the mechanized assault doctrine. And just murdering up these troops here. Gonna lose the sniper, gonna lose some of these engineers, and he doesn't have anything left to do it. He's trying to bring out a Su-76 assault gun, which would do the trick against these Stug 3s. And we'll see how this works out for the Russian player here. Gonna get a hit right in the back armor by this Su-76, a very buffed unit. And as long as he micros this a little well, however, he might get hit by Panzerfaust right here, and that's going to do pretty big damage. And the Stug 3 shouldn't be underestimated, as it can do damage to tanks, but it's just pretty underpowered against heavier tanks, and loses that Su-76, which is a little bit surprising, but he did get hit by a Panzerfaust at the same time. And Siberian, GG's out of the game. A very short game, but a very fun game, as 2 assault guns have moved in. And I think his downfall was getting 2 snipers. And I always recommend that you only get one sniper. Here comes another Stug 3 Ausführung. So he's just absolutely pouring in the armor because his Russian counterpart did not have any kind of anti-tank other than just anti-tank grenades. But I hope you guys enjoyed this replay, and I will see you guys next time.